What if the way you begin your morning is silently designing the rest of your life? Stay with me until the end, because the final lessons will truly change your perspective on strength, success, and who you are becoming. Today, I'm not here to motivate you for a moment. I'm here to awaken something permanent inside you, because I know what it feels like to wake up with doubt, to scroll through perfection, to carry ambition in your heart and fear in your stomach. I know what it feels like to want more and still question whether you're enough. And if you're listening to me right now, maybe you do too. But here's the truth. Your mornings are not just routines. They are declarations. So let's walk this journey together. 7 lessons, 7 awakenings, 7 steps toward starting your day with real strength. What if the way you begin your morning is silently designing the rest of your life? Stay with me until the end, because the final lessons will truly change your perspective on strength, success, and who you are becoming. Today, I'm not here to motivate you for a moment. I'm here to awaken something permanent inside you, because I know what it feels like to wake up with doubt, to scroll through perfection, to carry ambition in your heart and fear in your stomach. I know what it feels like to want more and still question whether you're enough. And if you're listening to me right now, maybe you do too. But here's the truth. Your mornings are not just routines, they are declarations. So let's walk this journey together. 7 lessons, 7 awakenings, 7 steps toward starting your day with real strength. Strength is a decision, not a mood. And I want you to really sit with that for a moment, because this one truth has the power to change how you wake up tomorrow morning. We've been conditioned to believe that strength is something that arrives like good weather, that confidence is a feeling that visits us when circumstances are kind, when people are supportive, when results are visible. But life doesn't work that way. Some mornings you wake up and the sky inside you is heavy. The doubts are louder than the dreams. The mirror feels more honest than kind. And in those moments, you have 2 options. You can wait for the storm to pass, or you can decide to stand up in the rain. I remember waking up in hotel rooms in cities that weren't home, chasing a dream that felt bigger than my own reflection. There were days when the excitement of opportunity was overshadowed by the whisper of what if I'm not ready? And that whisper can be so convincing. It doesn't scream. It doesn't demand attention. It just quietly suggests that maybe today is not the day to try so hard, to show up so boldly, to believe so unapologetically, and that is exactly when strength becomes a decision. Not when the applause is loud, not when the award is in your hand, but when no one is watching and your heart is negotiating with your fear. You see, moods are like waves. They rise, they crash, they disappear. If you anchor your life to them, you will always be drifting. One day you'll feel unstoppable. The next you'll feel invisible. One morning you'll feel powerful. The next you'll question everything. But decisions are roots. They go into the ground. They hold you steady when emotions shift. Deciding to be strong doesn't mean you deny your vulnerability. It means you refuse to let vulnerability drive the car. It means you acknowledge the fear sitting beside you, but you don't give it the steering wheel. There were moments early in my journey when I had to walk into rooms filled with people who had more experience, more familiarity, more comfort in that space than I did. And I could have waited until I felt completely confident to speak, to perform, to claim my space. I would still be waiting. Instead, I chose to stand tall before I felt tall. I chose to speak clearly, even when my voice trembled at the edges. I chose to prepare obsessively, to show up deliberately, and to let action create the feeling that emotion refused to provide. That's the secret most people don't tell you. Action creates clarity. Movement creates momentum. When you decide to be strong, you are not pretending. You are practicing. Think about a muscle in your body. It doesn't grow because it feels strong. It grows because it's used, because it's challenged, because it's stretched beyond what feels comfortable. Your inner strength works the same way. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, courage over comfort, growth over gossip, you are lifting an invisible weight. And in the beginning, it feels heavy. It feels unnatural. It feels unnatural. It feels almost unfair. But slowly something shifts. What once intimidated you begins to train you. What once scared you begins to sharpen you. And one day you look back and realize that the person who was afraid to try has become the person others look to for stability. That transformation did not happen because your mood improved. It happened because your decision hardened into identity. I've learned that waiting to feel motivated is one of the most elegant forms of self-sabotage. We tell ourselves, I'll start when I'm inspired, or I'll try when I'm more confident, or I speak when I'm less afraid. But inspiration is unreliable, and confidence is built, not granted. The people you admire, the ones who seem so composed and fearless, are not immune to doubt. They have simply practiced choosing strength so many times that it has become their default setting. And you can build that too. Imagine your morning as the opening scene of a film. The lighting is low, the world is quiet, and you are the main character. Before the plot unfolds, before the conflicts arise, you get to decide who you will be in this story. Will you be the character who hesitates at every obstacle, or the one who takes a breath and steps forward anyway? That choice, made in the stillness of dawn, shapes the entire narrative of your day. Strength is not loud in those moments. It's subtle. It sounds like getting out of bed when your mind says, 5 more minutes. It looks like choosing a healthy habit when the easier one is calling your name. It feels like sending the email, making the call, having the difficult conversation you've been postponing. Small decisions, repeated daily, compound into a powerful identity. And here's something deeply spiritual about this. When you choose strength, you align yourself with faith. Faith that you were not created to shrink. Faith that the challenges in front of you are not punishments, but invitations. Faith that even when you cannot see the entire staircase, the next step is enough. There is a sacred partnership between effort and grace. When you decide to move, life meets you halfway. Doors don't always swing open instantly, but pathways reveal themselves to those who walk. I've experienced moments where I felt completely unprepared for what was ahead. Yet, the decision to try unlocked resources, mentors, and resilience I didn't even know I possessed. Strength, when chosen consistently, introduces you to parts of yourself you have never met. And if this is already resonating with you, I promise you, the lessons ahead are even more powerful. Stay until the final points, or you'll regret missing them. Because this foundation is only the beginning. Here's another truth. Strength is contagious. When you decide to stand up in your own life, you give silent permission for others to do the same. Your courage becomes someone else's evidence. Your becomes someone else's hope. But it all begins privately, internally, invisibly. It begins in that quiet morning decision to not let yesterday's disappointment dictate today's effort. To not let someone else's opinion determine your value. To not let temporary emotions define permanent identity. I want you to imagine fear as a shadow. It only appears large when the light is behind it. Turn toward the light, toward your purpose, your preparation, your prayer, your purpose, then the shadow falls behind you. It doesn't disappear, but it loses its dominance. That turn, that shift in orientation is a decision. And you can make it every single day. Strength is not about being unbreakable. It's about being willing to rebuild. It's about understanding that setbacks are chapters, not conclusions. The strongest people I know are not those who have never failed. They are those who have failed publicly, painfully, and still chosen to rise privately the next morning. So tomorrow, when you wake up and your mood tries to negotiate your ambition, remember this: you are not required to feel powerfully. You are not required to feel fearless to move forward. Decide first. Feelings follow focus, and focus follows decisions. And as we continue, follow focus, and focus follows decisions. And as we continue this journey together, as we unfold the next lessons that dive even deeper into awareness, discipline, gratitude, and purpose, hold on to this one like an anchor. Your strength is not something you wait for. It is something you declare. It is something you practice. It is something you become. Stay with me, because what comes next will challenge you, stretch you, and awaken you in ways you may not expect. But none of it will matter unless you master this first truth. Every single morning, before the world touches you, you have the power to choose who you will be. Choose strength. Your first thoughts in the morning are not random. They are architects, quietly sketching the emotional blueprint of your entire day. Before you even touch your phone, before you step out of bed, before the world begins placing its expectations on your shoulders, there is a whisper inside your mind, and that whisper is powerful. It asks questions, it makes assumptions, it draws conclusions. Can I really handle this? What if I fail? Why does everything feel so heavy? Or sometimes it says, this is my day, I am ready. The direction of your life is often determined in those invisible seconds. I've had mornings where my eyes opened, and the first thought was not excitement, but pressure. The weight of responsibility, the echo of criticism, the memory of yesterday's mistake replaying before the sun had even risen. And I had to learn, sometimes the hard way, that if I didn't take control of that first internal conversation, it would take control of me. You see, your brain is like fertile soil. At dawn, whatever thought you plant first will grow roots throughout the day. If you plant doubt, you will search for evidence of your inadequacy. If you plant gratitude, you will begin to notice opportunity. If you plant fear, every interaction will feel threatening. If you plant intention, even challenges will feel purposeful. The world outside may not change instantly, but your interpretation of it will looking. An interpretation shapes experience. Think about it. Two people can walk into the same room, face the same audience, encounter the same circumstances, and leave with completely different stories. One says, they were judging me. The other says, they were listening. What changed? Not the room, not the people, the lens. And that lens is crafted in the quiet of your first thoughts. I remember standing backstage before stepping into moments that would define my career. And the most important battle was never with the crowd or the competition. It was with the voice inside my head. That voice had two options. It could remind me of every flaw, every risk, every possible embarrassment. Or it could remind me of preparation, resilience, and purpose. Whichever voice I fed became my reality. That's why awareness is everything. You cannot transform what you do not notice. The tragedy is not that we have negative thoughts. It's that we believe them without question. We treat them as facts instead of passing clouds. But here's a liberating truth. A thought is just a suggestion. You get to decide whether it becomes a belief, and beliefs, repeated over time, become identity. So when you wake up and your mind whispers, "You're not ready," pause, ask yourself, is this true or is this fear speaking? When it says, "This is too much," gently respond, or maybe this is growth. That subtle shift changes everything because questions direct focus. If you ask, "Why is my life so hard?" your mind will produce evidence of hardship. If you ask, "What is that is teaching me?" your mind will search for meaning. And meaning creates resilience. There's something deeply spiritual about this process. It's almost like standing at the doorway of your own consciousness each morning and choosing which energy you will allow to enter. Will it be comparison, fueled by scrolling through curated lives? Will it be anxiety inherited from yesterday's unfinished tasks? Or will it be intention grounded in the understanding that this day is a gift, not a guarantee? I've learned to treat my first thoughts like sacred ground. Before I let the noise of the world in, I try to anchor myself in something steady. Sometimes it's a simple affirmation. Sometimes it's a simple affirmation. Sometimes it's a prayer. Sometimes it's just a conscious breath that says, "I am here. I am capable. I am guided." It doesn't mean the doubts disappear. It means they no longer lead. Imagine your mind as the steering wheel of a car. If you don't hold it firmly at the start, the road will steer you instead. Traffic, detours, unexpected obstacles, they will dictate your direction. But when you grip it with awareness, you may still face turns and bumps, yet you remain in control. Your first thoughts are that grip. They determine whether you drive your day or your day drive you. And this isn't about toxic positivity or pretending everything is perfect. It's about intentional perspective. There were days in my Joe, rainy when rejection felt personal, when headlines felt harsh, when silence felt louder than applause. On those mornings, the easiest thought would have been, maybe I'm not enough. But I had to consciously replace it with, this is part of the process. I am still growing. That replacement wasn't automatic. It was practiced. And over time, that practice became strength. Because the brain learns through repetition. The more you redirect your thoughts, the more natural empowerment becomes. It's like carving a new path through a forest. At first, it's difficult. The old path, the one of doubt and self-criticism, is wide and familiar. But each time you choose a different thought, you step onto a new trail, and eventually that trail becomes the road you walk without hesitation. The quality of your life will always reflect the quality of your inner dialogue. If you speak to yourself with cruelty, you will experience the world as hostile. If you speak to yourself with compassion and challenge, you will experience the world as a classroom. And here's the powerful part. No one else can do this work for you. Not your partner, not your followers. The most important relationship you will ever have is the one inside your own mind at 6 a.m. when the world is still quiet. Guard it, shape it, respect it, because it is building your future in real time. If this is resonating with you right now, stay with me because the lessons ahead are even more powerful and you'll regret missing the final points where this internal mastery transforms into outward impact. But before we move forward, I want you to truly absorb this. Your identity is not rammed in grand, dramatic moments. It is formed in daily, repeated thoughts. If every morning you think, I am behind, you will live in constant pressure. If every morning you think, I am learning, you will live in progress. One word changes the energy of your entire existence. Behind feels like failure. Learning feels like evolution. And evolution is powerful. So tomorrow morning, experiment. Before checking messages, before reacting to the world, ask yourself one intentional question. Who do I choose to be today? Not what do I have to do, not what do others expect. Who do I choose to be? Calm, focused, brave, grateful. That choice, made consciously, will ripple through every decision that follows. You will respond instead of react. You will create instead of compare. You will act from alignment instead of anxiety. And slowly, almost invisibly, your outer life will begin to mirror your inner discipline. This is not magic. It is mindset. It is awareness. Practice consistently. It is understanding that while you cannot control every circumstance, you can influence the lens through which you experience them. And that lens is adjusted first thing in the morning. Protect that moment. Honor it. Because the way you speak to yourself at the start of the day is either a blessing or a burden. Choose blessing. Choose power. Choose intentional thought. And as we continue, as we explore discipline, gratitude, pain, energy, and purpose in the lessons ahead, remember that none of it will anchor deeply unless this foundation is strong. Stay until the end, because what comes next will build on this truth and elevate it in ways you don't yet see. For now, understand this. Your first thoughts are not small, they are seeds. Plant wisely. Discipline is self-respect in action, and I didn't always understand that. There was a time when I thought discipline was about restriction, about saying no to fun, about forcing yourself into a rigid structure that felt suffocating. But over the years, through long days on set, early flights, rehearsals when my body was exhausted and my mind wanted comfort, I realized something transformative. Discipline is not about punishment. It's about devotion. It's the quiet promise you make to your future self and the integrity to keep it. When you wake up before the sun because you said you would train, study, build, create, that's not obsession, that's respect. When you choose preparation over procrastination, growth over gossip, health over habit, that's not restriction, that's love in its most mature form. We often say we want success, peace, confidence, impact, but our daily actions reveal what we truly value. Discipline is the bridge between intention and identity. Without it, dreams remain beautiful ideas. With it, they become live. Realities. I've seen incredibly talented people fall behind, not because they lacked ability, but because they lacked consistency. Talent may open a door, but discipline keeps you in the room. It's the difference between showing up when you feel inspired and showing up when you feel invisible. It's easy to work hard when the applause is loud. It's powerful to work hard when no one is clapping. Some mornings, discipline feels heavy. The alarm rings and your bed feels like safety. Your excuses sound reasonable. Just today, you deserve a break. It won't matter. But those small negotiations shape your character. Every time you override your commitment for temporary comfort, you teach yourself that your word is flexible. And when your word to yourself becomes weak, your confidence quietly erodes. On the other hand, every time you follow through, especially when it's inconvenient, you strengthen something invisible but unshakable inside you. You begin to trust yourself. And self-trust is the foundation of real confidence. Think of discipline like compound interest for the soul. One early morning workout may not transform your body. One focused hour of study may not transform your career. One act of restraint may not transform your life, but repeated daily, they create a momentum that becomes unstoppable. I remember phases in my life when I felt overwhelmed by the scale of W had I wanted to achieve. The dream felt enormous, almost intimidating. But instead of obsessing over the outcome, I anchored myself to daily discipline. Show up, learn one thing, improve one detail, prepare one step further than required, and slowly, almost invisibly, progress accumulated. Discipline turns chaos into clarity. It replaces emotional decision making with intentional action. It teaches you that you are capable of doing hard things, not because you feel strong every day, but because you've trained yourself to act regardless of mood. And there's something deeply spiritual about that, because discipline aligns you with purpose. It says, I honor the gifts I've been given enough to refine them. It says, I respect my potential enough to protect it. It says, I am willing to endure short-term discomfort for long-term alignment. That willingness separates those who wish from those who become. If this resonates with you, stay with me, because the lessons ahead are even more powerful, and you'll regret missing the final points where everything connects. But before we move forward, understand this. Discipline is not about perfection. You will have days where you fall short, days where motivation disappears.